In this episode, we'll scout a possible homesteading location in Taylor County. We'll visit a nice state park in the Panhandle, a famous bar, Buc-ee's. Minitini gets new tires in Mississippi. We'll stay at a casino in Louisiana, and then Texas. I'm riding in my RV, wherever I want to be, 'cause I'm free in my RV, yeah. Let's hit the road. We've got bad weather coming, and it's a long road ahead. The Florida Panhandle is almost as long as the peninsula itself.
Pouring down. We're gonna have breakfast. Not in Tiffany's, but at the rest area.
First, we're gonna saute some frozen onions and peppers.
Some broccoli and some Edmundo Vino Seco cooking wine. Eggs with pico de gallo. Spinach salad. It's gonna be so good. I believe breakfast is ready. Yum.
It's been raining on and off. Pretty much non-stop. It's going to make for a stressful drive, but if I may say so myself, that breakfast came out really good, hit the right spot. We are now on I-10, driving to the west, into the sunset. But we're gonna take a quick detour because we want to check out Taylor County, Florida, where Perry, Florida is located. The average campers moved there and they really like it, so we're gonna check the area out, and we're gonna go to the Walmart and resupply. We need some water, and we ran out of soap. Yeah, we did.
Perry welcomes you, although they don't really welcome RVers anymore at this Walmart Supercenter here.
Beach Realty. This must be the general area. And here's a dirt road. A pretty good dirt road at that, but still. In any case, these are the worst possible weather conditions if we were to consider something this rural. At least we can see it doesn't flood all that much. The idea initially would be to have a piece of bare land with utilities where we could park the RV with hookups and maybe develop it further in the future. Obviously, more research shall go into this. Yes, it is really pouring down, isn't it? Well, let's fill up and continue.
Driving to the west, into the sunset, driving to the west. Driving to the west, into the sunset, driving to the west.
As we cross the Apalachicola River, we are now in the Central Time Zone, which means we have gained 1 hour, one whole hour. We're about to cross another nasty storm here. Hopefully, it will be the last one. And it is pretty bad. I do see a hint of blue sky, so weather might improve. Half an hour later, it is a beautiful day. Yet, another half an hour later, more menacing clouds. It is a roller coaster ride in more ways than one. I wanted to park in Pensacola, maybe go to the beach, and then boondock at the Walmart, but first of all, it is too hot for boondocking, and second, we barely have time, even with the extra hours, so instead, we're gonna stay at Big Lagoon State Park, very close to the Alabama border, and we've never been there.
Today we've had the weirdest weather. Well, you saw blue skies, not a cloud in the sky.
Here we are, Big Lagoon State Park. Very nice, as Florida state parks generally are. Here's our site, so let's unhitch and explore. There's supposed to be this observation platform with great views of the lagoon. Here we are, the Great Florida Birding Trail, although the only flying wildlife so far are bugs.
There is a bug bugging me. Hello everybody, this is Big Lagoon State Park here on the on the Florida Panhandle, almost in Alabama. I'm gonna check out this tower here and then we might go to Alabama.
There's a large barge coming, and what we're looking at here is the Gulf Intercoastal Waterway, and those over there, Perdido Key luxury beachfront condos. There is the Big Lagoon, technically also part of the Intercoastal, by the way. It has a little bit of that old Florida feel to it. Fishing seems to be good, and good spot for kayaking too. So relaxing. Do I hear the sound of fighter jets? Yes, there they are! Had I stayed at the tower for 5 more minutes, I would have gotten a great shot. Ooh, little bunny rabbit. And it's gone. Timing is everything. And mine seems a little bit off today. Let's go to Perdido Key. Taking the bridge over the Intercoastal, and let me tell you, this is really nice. Look at all these colorful townhome vacation rentals with their own little private beach. And there's the Perdido Key RV Resort. Here we are by the Alabama state line, and this here to the left is a bar called Flora-Bama. I was here last year traveling solo, but I came in the morning and the place was pretty much deserted. Today I am here with Ili, and I think our timing might be much better. It opened in 1964 at a time when the Alabama side was a dry county and Florida was wet, so you can understand the instant success of this now iconic bar. There is live music every single day, and this is only one of 5 different stages. This area is kind of dead, so let's check out the beach. It is a Sunday evening in mid-June. I'm actually surprised it is so dead. Here they have this nice deck area with a view of the Gulf of Mexico and a boardwalk going to the beach.
Alright, everything to the left of the bar is Alabama. Well, we're not going into Alabama yet, we'll do that tomorrow morning.
I really wish I would have brought my bathing suit. I betcha that water is warm this time of the day. Yeah, nothing I've seen north of the Caribbean can compare to these fine white sand beaches of the Gulf.
Yes, that fine Gulf Coast sand.
The day is coming to an end. No sunset today though. This place being so huge, it makes it seem even emptier than it really is, although I'm not complaining. I almost like it better this way, to be honest, never being one to like big crowds. And here's the deck bar, one of many, but this one has perhaps the largest indoor stage, with the peculiarity of having these crossing clotheslines lined with women's brassieres. Here's another bar on the second floor, closed at the moment, with this view of the Gulf of Mexico. And there are some cutouts down there and a big chair where you can get your picture taken. Let me tell you, even though I'm not a big crowds person, I would really like to see this place going full throttle. It must be something to see. And here's the deck bar stage from above. Let's go into the main bar, the only one that was open actually the last time I came. And here they have live music too, in a little more of an intimate setting. Good music, IPAs, what more could you ask for? Here's a cool room with the bottle dispensers, and I imagine they have tubes going like IV style to all the bars. Here's a bulletin board with the history of the Flora-Bama. And they have this photo of a huge festival on the beach. Let me tell you, this place is so large that it is pretty easy to get disoriented. We're back by the main bar. Let's get something to eat. We don't want to drink on an empty stomach. And their signature drink is something called the Bushwalker. We also get a hurricane and the nachos, which are not all that abundant. So we're gonna go back and get a key lime pie drink, and we share the quesadillas. We make our way back inside, and now there is a band playing at the main stage, and they are really good. They are called Lauren Murphy and the Psychedelics. Feels very intimate since it is not very crowded. Actually, we found seating on the second floor, so we are going to enjoy the rest of the set. I don't know about you, but it looks to me like they are having a lot of fun jamming down there, even if it is not a very large audience. Oh well, this alone was worth coming to Flora-Bama, and we will return one of these days. Well, good night. Tomorrow we continue driving to the west. Well, good morning. Let's fly the drone. I think this gives you a good perspective of where we really are, with this view of the Big Lagoon and the Intercoastal, the Barrier Islands, and the beachfront condos of Perdido Key, Florida, and Orange Beach, Alabama, even further in the distance. And it is such a beautiful day. All right, let's get out of here. some Florida state parks, you are required to check out by dropping your tag in the checkout mailbox. Not all of them, though. As we drive across Perdido Bay, we are now leaving the state of Florida and entering Alabama.
Welcome to Alabama.
Oh, thank you. Where's my big sign?
I guess they only do the big Sweet Home Alabama sign on the interstate. Well, goodbye, Florida. I won't see you for a long time. It will be over 3 months before I return to the Sunshine State. Yes, it will be an epic journey, but for now, we're kind of stuck behind this large contraption here.
Well, we're gonna stop at Buc-ee's, and I do believe this Buc-ee's in Alabama is the first Buc-ee's outside of Texas. And if you don't know what Buc-ee's is, well, you'll see it soon enough.
Here we are, and the Buc-ee's is this pretty iconic gas station and convenience store chain originally from Texas, and this one is apparently so popular that they've had to direct traffic into it. If you believe everything is bigger in the Lone Star State, which by the way, for the most part I think it is, nothing says Texas as much as Buc-ee's does. I kind of feel sorry for the other gas stations in the area because how can they possibly compete?
A very nice brand new fast pump here, $2.26 a gallon by the way, which is quite a good deal for June 2019 here. And here we are. Buc-ee's.
Well, we are once again at Buc-ee's, and as you know, this is that huge gas station chain from Texas, and now they have them here in Alabama. So we're gonna have breakfast right here.
Here they have a sculpture of Buc-ee's mascot.
Hey there, Buc-ee.
We're going to be seeing the familiar funny beaver everywhere inside. Wait till you see the size of this place. It is almost the size of a big box store. I told you, beavers all over the place.
It has an 8-track.
Even though they have some pre-made stuff, they have these machines where you can customize your order.
Extra chicken tender. Oh.
Bacon. Yes, please.
2 bacon strips.
Let me tell you, it can be a little bit overwhelming, but everything is so clean and so well managed, and there is so much stuff.
Oh, lunch
At Buc-ee's. And check it out.
Check it out. Not a tater hater. So we got the wraps. I got crispy chicken. He got the regular chicken, and the only thing, this flatbread they're using is kind of crumbly, and but they taste great.
Take one last look at the sheer size of this place. And we're back on I-10. Here we are crossing the northern end of Mobile Bay, going towards, yeah, you guessed it, Mobile, Alabama.
Trim some of these trees, man.
We are now in Mississippi, the birthplace of American music.
Welcome to Mississippi.
Let's go into the Mississippi Welcome Center. We can use a break.
Mississippi. And the welcome center looks like an antebellum plantation, huh?
Yes, the Mississippi Welcome Center is one of the prettier ones inside, made to look like a southern antebellum mansion.
And Mississippi is, of course, the birthplace of the king.
From day one, I've had this axle misalignment problem with my trailer, and I tend to wear out the outside of two of my tires. Well, all of them actually, even though I rotate them periodically. One of them in particular is starting to look kind of worn out, and I'm starting to get worried. Luckily, I am traveling with a brand new set, so let's stop here at the Flying J and replace all of them. That way I don't have to worry about it for at least a couple of thousand miles. By the way, truck stops seem to be the way to go if you want this kind of work done because they have the large bays that can accommodate for a large rig.
By the way, it is incredibly hot here in Mississippi today. They say it feels like 103, and I believe them.
The state of Mississippi is not very wide here near the coast, so pretty soon we find ourselves crossing the Pearl River into yet another state, Louisiana.
Welcome to Louisiana.
Let's stop by the Welcome Center. They have great free coffee, and I'm telling you, we're never gonna make it to Texas if we keep stopping.
All right, I put the 4 new tires on Minitini here. Rather be safe. They also, I asked them, and they put the valve stems that are rigid. So the tire pressure monitoring system doesn't pull on them as much, like the old ones that they kind of broke. Hopefully, this is better. All right. Whenever I change the tires, I always like to tighten them up a little bit after a couple of miles, just to make sure that they are tight enough. So we're gonna make some dinner really. We're gonna make some of this Goya Mexican rice. You boil it for 25 minutes and you're good to go. And some salmon. Well, bon appetit from the truck stop.
Needless to say, the drive through this portion of Louisiana seems eternal. Eventually, we reach the state capital Baton Rouge on the east bank of the mighty Mississippi River, which we are about to cross. Here we are, the great river that separates the east from the west, and even though the halfway point is much further west, this is in a way the psychological midpoint. We are now crossing the largest wetland and swamp in the United States, the Atchafalaya Basin, on this 18-mile-long bridge. We stop briefly by the pilot that has a casino here in Brawbridge. By the way, not the nicest casino, so it is in and out. It is nighttime by the time we reach Lake Charles. From the bridge, we see the west side of the lake, which is appropriately called West Lake. and it looks like an industrial dystopia. Quite impressive actually, with all the plants and refineries illuminated. We're going to stay at the Isle of Capri Casino. I wanted to overnight at the Texas Welcome Center, which is another half an hour driving, but I'm tired, and it is hot. And the casino has a few sites with electrical hookups.
We are at the Isle of Capri Casino.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be able to sleep so well tonight.
Well, yeah, apparently that is gonna be the soundtrack of our night here at the casino. Well, as you can see, it's not gonna be the quietest of nights, that's for certain. And the website says it's $25 per night, which is still a little steep just for what it is, but anyways, we need power. It is a warm night and we need a good night's sleep. But on top of that, there is a $9 resort fee and a $50 deposit. So buy everywhere. We're gonna sleep right here, right next to the Lake Charles Bridge.
Well, good night. All right, let's hit the road. Texas awaits. As we cross the Sabine River, here we are, Texas state line.
Driving to the west, into the sunset, driving to the west.
Welcome to Texas.
Driving to the west, into the sunset, driving to the west.
Let's stop by the Texas Travel Information Center.
To the west, into the sunset, driving to the west.
Oh, here we are. The Six Flags of Texas.
And a huge, huge Lone Star. And the cutout of the state where you can take a picture pointing to the very spot where you are in the state. Let's go inside. They have all kinds of information and maps and a boardwalk.
We are the Sabine River wetlands. Maybe not, let's have breakfast. Well, we've got some ham, we've got some salami. Oh yeah, that's gonna be good. Scramble these eggs with some pico de gallo, paprika and cilantro.
I think it's gonna be good.
Next stop, Houston. But that will be the next episode.
Driving to the west. 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 Driving through the west. Driving to the west. Driving to the west. Driving to the west.
You still here? Well, before you go, let me show you a quick overview of the rest of the trip. The next 3 months on the road. I promise it will be quite the adventure.
I'm riding it